You said it yourself. This is my room, and I may do with it as I please.
Hey there, timekeepers. It has been truly a while. Hope you guys are doing great. Today is a good time to discuss on the limited character released during 2nd anniversary patch. 天使娜娜 in Chinese means Angel Nana, or Anjo Nala. Her given name is a Beast of Flatus carry-based character. This guide will discuss and answer some of the burning questions such as how good of a carry is she? Is she a must-pull? How many copies of her do I need for her portrays? 天使娜娜 has special insight abilities and unique traits of contracting a character and empowering them, bringing a new mechanic that is fun and breathing a fresh gameplay for us. I would say she is very strong even at base 0 Portray version. She can bind Yi character on field to be her contract partner, and Anjo Nala and her bound character both gains extra stats in exchange that her partner cannot gain any moxie. Also, after testing her, I must stress one important key point, and that is, what kind of character that is good to be her contract partner. And I have come to a conclusion that is picking a hyper carry character better than picking sub DPS carry character to be her contract partner. I will explain more in detail during her insight breakdown discussion later. Also, Anjo Nala can unleash her ultimate with just 8 moxie points, and she can easily dish out 3 ultimates within 12 rounds. That is some rather overpowered but not broken trait. Let's go through Anjo Nala skills. Skill 1, Feast of Lust, is a single target attack that deals mental damage and lands 2 turns debuff called Titillation on hit. If Anjo Nala is in hymn state, reduces the hymn's duration by 1 turn. Also, if enemy has debuff status, this skill deals an additional 40% extra mental damage for each debuffs. Titillation debuff is denoted by this heart symbol. Titillated enemy deals 10% less damage to allies. Once enemy gets 3 stacks of titillation, it will be transformed into captivated debuff state. Captivated enemy cannot perform any action point. Their attack is decreased by 10%, while Anjo Nala's attack increases by that same amount. For example, when the enemy has 1000 attack, the attack becomes 900 in the captivated state, and Anjo Nana's attack gets plus 100 points. Let's discuss a bit more here. We can see that Anjo Nala binds 37 as her partner. In the first round, Anjo Nala uses second skill Twin Phantom and enters a channeling state. Called him, and 37 uses a skill. You can see that the monsters now have 1 layer of titillated debuff each. In the second round, 37 uses a skill again, and after Anjo Nala attack, the right monster has 2 layers of titillated debuff. At the beginning of the third round, it returns to 1 layer of debuff, which means that the debuff in the first round has disappeared. This also means that the duration of each layer of debuff is calculated separately. Skill 2, Twin Phantoms. A self-channeling buff that puts Anjo Nala into hymn state for 7 turns. When 7 turns is up, Anjo Nala will cast Angel's Temptation, a mass AoE attack that inflicts titillation on all enemies and deals 150% mental damage. If cast at the end of him channeling state, converts to captivated, steal their attack stats and deals 250% mental damage. Let's explore the mechanics further. When I mentioned all captivated enemies, this also gives a lot of attack points to Anjo Nala too. First, base stats LV60. Anjo Nala has 1143 attack power. In titillation state, Anjo Nala's Angel's Temptation deal 150% base damage. By taking into account monsters' mental defense, we get a theoretical damage from Angel's Temptation is about 914, which is consistent with the actual situation. At the end of him state, will proc captivated debuff, stealing 10% of the enemy's attack, which is 10% of 1069, gives about 106.9 attack per enemy, hence giving Anjo Nala total of 1355 attack power. Angel's Temptation attack multiplier at the end of the hymn chant becomes 150% plus 250% total up to whooping 400%, as shown with the damage output of 3168 here. Now, to test using my own Anjo Nala, let's see the damage output. My Anjo Nala has 1396 base damage after contracted 37.
Given that it could be found.
Casting Twin Phantoms followed by 37 skills, we proc Angel's Temptation to test base damage.
Form is a bubble.
Skill 2 is indeed a very good offensive damage skill as well. Which is why I think Anjo Nala is a very strong limited beast Afflatus hyper carry. Ultimate skill, Interwoven Dreams. Once casted, Anjo Nala and Bound Partner will enter a channeling state for 1 turn. At the start of the next round, the bound character loses 50% of their current HP and will cast their ultimate first, followed by Anjo Nala's ultimate. Anjo Nala will inflict 2 debuffs on enemies before casting her ultimate, which is an AoE attack that deals 500% base mental damage, and for each different debuff on enemies, you get an additional 60% mental damage. This ultimate has high damage cap and go up to 920% damage. With the debuffs on enemies, you can practically almost one-shot basic enemies. Here's a list of possible debuffs from Anjo Nala's ultimate. Single target damage bonus minus 30%. Healing taken minus 50%. AoE damage bonus minus 30%. Damage bonus minus 25%. Mental damage taken plus 25%. Critical resist minus 25%. When attacked, takes additional Genesis damage, based on 20% user attack. Now, let's do some analysis of her insights. Insight 1, after Anjo Nala bind a character, both Anjo Nala and the bound ally will receive special buff. These buffs varies depending on the elemental Afflatus of the ally. Binding Spirit or Intellect Afflatus characters gives extra 4% attack and max health. Beast or Plant Afflatus gives 8% crit damage and reality defense. Mineral or Start Afflatus gives 8% crit rate and mental defense. Once contracted, Anjo Nala's maximum Moxie becomes 12. Bound ally cannot use ultimates on their own and cannot gain Moxie instead. Any action point from bound ally will give Moxie to Anjo Nala. Insight 2 gives 15% crit damage, which is insane considering most Insight 2 gives attack scaling. Insight 3 is where the fun lies. After the bound ally manually casts an incantation, if Anjo Nala is in the hymn state, hymn's duration decreases by 1 and an additional effect triggers depending on the type of Afflatus bound. If bind to Spirit or Intellect like Mercuria or Lucy, Anjo Nala will launch rank 1 skill 1 Feast of Lust as follow-up after each action point used by bound ally. This follow-up attack only targets lowest HP % enemy. If bind to Beast or Plant like Argus or Spathadia, Anjo Nala gains 1 extra Moxie. If bind to Windsong or Zhonyang, Anjo Nala will cast Angel's Temptation, and this can trigger up to 2 times per round. Since Anjo Nala is a limited anniversary banner, should I pull for more copies? Let's break down the difference between each Portray level impacting Anjo Nala damage output. As you can see here, difference between max Portrays versus base Portray is 2-fold damage output difference. However, pulling 1 extra copy would have shown a significant damage output difference of 27%. For resonance setup, I recommend this setup, and for the pattern wise, opt for Genuinity or Equivalence, both gives Anjo Nala good complement. Transcendent of Love is the Psycube of choice. No other Psycube can match the effects offered. So the next question would be, should I max out this Psycube? Since it offers crit rate and crit damage and extra damage scaling, it is indeed a very good Psycube. I would max it out as priority over other recent Psycubes. Now that we have an idea how to build, here's some gameplay. Enjoy!
Duty lies with you. The moment of utterance.
Loading. Charging.
Perfectly understood.
Learn from silence.
The light that illuminates all. Target confirmed.
Keep calm.
moment of silence.
Loading. Charging.
Flee, mortals!
Faraday's miracle.
Stay back, I say!
Aim and shoot.
Feel my dark embrace! Is that really the best you have to offer?
The moment of utterance. The moment of silence.
Loading. Charging.
Benefit from reading.
Eliminate target. Barrage. No limits.
Time for tongues to
Perfectly
speak of
understood,
truth.
shall I, Master?
Breathe.
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Feel my dark embrace!
Stay balanced.
I, Robot, child of science.
Sweet dreams! Finally, it's just you and me, Master.
Let me know what you guys think about Anjo Nala. Will you be pulling for her? Thanks for watching as always. See you guys next time.